Okay, having just exchanged my UK to a Polish driving license, I thought I would share with you how I did it because I had to search in a lot of places to make sure I got it right. Okay, I've just done mine in Oświęcim, Lesser Poland or Małopolska, and this is the procedure that I adopted. Of course, this procedure not only applies to UK driving licenses, but every foreign driving license, but not if you've got an EU driving license. If you belong to another EU state and you have, say, Spain or Italy, you have a Spanish or Italian driving license, you can drive in Poland and any other EU state without having to change anything. So that's a bonus there. Since Brexit, we don't get that privilege anymore. Okay, there's a number of documents you need to collect, but bear in mind you have to be a legal resident of Poland to exchange your driving license for a Polish one. So either means you've probably got a valid residence permit, temporary residence permit, permanent residence permit, or a permit you were given under the UK Brexit rules. And you need a certain amount of time. You need to register your address. You're going to stay in Poland for any length of time. You need to register your address, but get advice from your town hall because that's where you do it. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is download the application form. Now the application form is in Polish, so you'll either have to get Google Translate or something to translate it, or get a friend to do it. And I've given you the link here, and I will place that and also place that in the description of the description in the YouTube video description. Now, it is in A5, is difficult to fill out. Perhaps you ought to download it, fill it in at home, or they will give you one at the office where you go to. But you can't blow it up to A4. I tried that. You can't blow it up to A4, fill it out and give it to the A4 because it doesn't work on their system. They just make you do it again in A5. So it's not easy, but there we are. Okay, I'm not going to pronounce that, but you need to find the local transport office. It's not the town hall, but you can obviously find it online. It's an easy way of finding it, or ask someone where it is. You need to book an appointment. You can't just bowl in because there's loads of people waiting for various things that the office deal with. So either try to do it on the phone, try to do it online, or what I did, I went to the office and used their machine, or with the receptionist helping, I used their machine. It gave me a date and time for the appointment, plus what section I had to go to. So that was a very easy thing to do. And in fact, in Poland, lots of appointments are booked on machines, especially hospitals and government buildings. That's just the way they do it. At least you don't have a lot of time to wait when you get there. Okay, so that's that bit. Collect all your, and when you go to the office, you go to a waiting area. There'll be a big screen up there with your number and when you can go, like an appointment system, a check down system. Okay, so when you get there, you'll need to prove your identity. You need to have all your documents. If everything's in order, they put it on the system. You'll pay a fee of, or for me it was 100 PLN, 100 zlotys. You can pay, I'm not sure you can pay by cash, but you've got a POS machine anyway. Your UK license, this was a bit of confusion for me. UK, you don't need a permit to drive. Your UK license will be given back to you and only will be taken when you go and collect your new license. You can ask how long it will take, but there's also a website which you can check the progress on. So basically, it's just a waiting game until you're contacted on when to get your new license. It could take a couple of weeks, maybe quicker, could take a couple of months. It depends that anything has to be rejected. Okay, there is a website here called info-card.pl, and that will give you instructions on how to check the progress. So helpful tips: make sure you are a resident or temporary resident of Poland, or you're entitled to live there. Otherwise, you might not be able to get a Polish license. Make sure you have a PESEL, which is the equivalent of a UK national insurance number. You'll get one of these if you register your address at the local town hall, which you should do, or in certain other instances, you can get one anyway. For example, if you buy a car, you probably need one. They love everyone being identified by number. Okay, make sure everything's checked there and then can be ordered. Give the clerk your DVLA check, which gives your current driving status. Otherwise, they'll just have to do everything by post and it could take forever. But if you forget, just ask them for their email address. You can email it to them later. Again, you've probably done this before. To get your DVLA check code, you need to go to this website, and I'll also put the link in the description. This is typically what you do when you go and hire a car in the UK. Quite often they need to check these things. Doesn't happen anywhere else, but because the UK had a counterpart to its license originally, it's one of these things that just stayed there. Anyway, information to note, your Polish license will expire on the same date as your UK license. Now, interesting point to note, when you're 75 or over in the UK, you have to have your driving license renewed every 3 years. You just have to self-certify that you're fit and healthy to drive. Unfortunately, it's a little bit complicated than that. In Poland, where after your driving license has expired, to renew it, you'll need to get a certificate from an approved occupational medical doctor who will assess you that you're capable of driving. So that's a little bit, that may be happening in the UK soon anyway. So, and that might cost you 100, 200 zlotys. Anyway, it's what you need to do. And okay, that's all I've done. I'm just waiting to collect my new license. Hope everything goes smoothly. Now, what I've said to you is what I understand from the Polish system, the Polish regulations, and what I've seen online and what's happened to me. It may be subject to change. It may be slight variations in different parts of Poland, but I do not take any liability of what I'm telling you. Finally, please subscribe to the channel. We've got other videos about Poland, particularly how to use parking ticket machines. And if you've got any comments, I'd be grateful if you put them below, and I'll check them out and answer them as I can. Over and out. Crazy Chef out.